Yo guys, what's up? So it's Lemar Pro music here. I'm a 13-year-old music producer that does mainly techno but other genres too. So today is the day where we start our production series. Let's go. So how is it gonna work? We're gonna have a different episode each time and a different topic for each episode. So today we have the first episode, which is kick and bass, and this song, when it's finished, it's gonna be published on SoundCloud. But before we start with the song, I'm gonna show you how a finished song of mine looks like. So this is my song called Industrial Serenade. This song is available on Spotify, on YouTube, and in the playlist of Berlin Techno Picks. I leave it in my link tree and in my description down below, so you can access it. So this is the structure of one of my finished songs. It's not gonna be the replica of it, but it's gonna be, you know, how that techno structure is. So if you like the song, which you are hearing right now in the background, as I said, you can access it on Spotify. But without further ado, let's get right into the production. So let's open up a new live set, and we're gonna start with the kick. So before I start with the kick, I'm gonna talk about the acid techno that I'm gonna do. So acid techno is a genre where the kick is usually damp with a transient, and that it is powerful. So we need something really damp and with a lot of transient. So I'll take the 909 core kit, the bass drum. So we're just gonna go here and take it and then copy it in the track. So now we have the bass drum. We just need to do the pattern. That is the typical 4 on the floor techno one, like this. And before we play, we need to discuss the BPM. So in acid techno, usually the BPM, when it's faster, it goes from 135 to 145. So we're gonna do 142, which is my favorite BPM for this genre. And this is how the kick sounds. Sounds damp with a lot of transient, but it's still too weak for this genre. So what we're gonna do is take a saturator, because it just makes it harder and more powerful. So let's just put up the drive a little bit. Yeah, this sounds really good, but there is a slight problem. When we hear the kick, there's a bass tail, and that's not what we want, because later on in the video we're gonna do the rumble and the rolling bass for the intro and from the outro. So we need space for them. But when a kick has a bassy tail, it makes it dirtier and the arrangement is harder to do. So what we're gonna do is flatten it so it's an audio, and then we're just gonna delete the tail and fade out a little bit like this. Yeah, this sounds fat. So we're just gonna consolidate it, and we're gonna put it in a MIDI track so it's easier to manage, like this. And we delete the kick from, or we delete just the audio track. And now we're gonna do again the 4 on the floor pattern. Now we have just the dry kick, that's what we want. But it's still too empty. So now we're gonna proceed to do the rumble, which is the best, or the most important part of the kick, because it's if not, the track is gonna sound really empty. So let's just take a reverb, because it's just a kick with reverb like this. I'm gonna put it on solo, so we just hear it like this, and it sounds like this. But we want it to be low, and we don't want it to have highs. So we're just gonna put a high cut on it, like 4 times, for example, and drag it like this. Maybe put up like this a little bit. Yeah, this sounds not too much highs. There, this sounds good. So we're just gonna put it as a audio. Delete the tail and put up the gain because it's too quiet. But it sounds like this, and it has a click at the end, so that's we're gonna just do a fade out. Now it sounds like this, but it has no sidechain and the kick has no room. So what we're gonna do is put a fade in. This is how it sounds. Maybe like this. But what I don't like here is there are like audio spikes. There, as you see here, when we zoom in, we have here like loud spikes, and we don't want that. We want a clean and filling rumble. So what we're gonna do is just put another reverb to soften it a little bit, like so. And we're gonna just do the same settings like last time. And the same thing, we're just gonna freeze it and put it as an audio. And because it's too quiet, the gain up, like so. And as a click at the end, so we're just gonna do a fade out and copy and paste it like so. So now we have the kick and the rumble. Let's listen to it. Nice, a little bit quieter. Nice and fat. So what we're gonna do now is do the, maybe a little bit quieter, do the rolling bass. So the rolling bass, it's not gonna go with the acid, because if it goes with the acid, it's gonna be confusing, but the acid is literally a rolling bass with a synth combined. So that's why we're just gonna use it for the intro and for the outro. So let's just do the same colors so we don't, so later in the production series we don't mistaken it with another track. And we're just gonna do a 16th rolling pattern like so. And here we're just gonna do it with a wavetable because it's the most flexible and best tool for a rolling bass, for my opinion. And we're just gonna put a short envelope with a clicky attack, maybe one or 2 milliseconds, and not too much release because it's gonna sound really weird. A saw wave, the frequency down, and just matrix it to the amp. Sounds like this, but it's too high. Nice, sounds really good. Nice. Maybe no attack. Nice, but it's too hard. Maybe, damn. It's still too weak. We need something more subby so it fills the lows. Maybe a sub bass like this. Just take an auto filter so we can just control the highs and the lows. Nice. Now just take an drum bass, just for like some color, you know what I mean? My God, I can't type here. As you hear, it's a big difference. It's not as weak as it was. So what we're gonna do is put it down a little bit of volume because the drive makes the bass louder, and we just want it to be like a rumble, but with some groove. So this is how it sounds. Definitely needs some transient shaper, for example. So I just want to be clickier. Transient shaper, like this. Like this. And just put down the volume again because I did it a little bit louder with the attack. Nice. What we're gonna do now is to try to put a reverb on it. I don't know if it's gonna sound good, but with a little bit of pre-delay, like to drive it really low. Oh yeah, it sounds actually really nice. Like 5% drive it. Damn, this sounds really good. Now let's listen the rumble. This is for the acid. And this is for the intro. Damn, this sounds really good. But I have another thing to do before we end this, because I want to have a middle part in my song. So we have like an intro, a build up, a drop, and then we have a bridge. And that bridge I want to be more melodic. So I want to have a Reese bass in it, Reese bass and a melody, and then it just transitions to an acid, and the second drop comes. So what we're gonna do is just do a bass, a Reese bass, with Wavetable again, because it's just the perfect tool for basses. Put it on mono, maybe some slide, some glide. Voice is 50%. And the most important part, a saw wave. So this is how it sounds. Let's put it on hearing. Damn, my ears. This is how it sounds. Let's pitch it down because we don't want it to be high. This is how it sounds. We can play around with the frequency, but still not enough. I would say another oscillator would be good, but with detune. Yeah, this sounds really dark and really fat too. So let's just test how the glide is. Let's just put an octave up just to listen to it. Maybe too fast, maybe 150. Let's just do this. Like this. Let's listen how the glide sounds. Perfect. This is perfect. So now we have, now we have the bass done. So what did we do today? We did the kick, the rolling bass, and the rumble. And just a bonus or an extra, we just did the Reese bass, which is really fat. But now let's listen. Kick rolling bass, kick rumble, and maybe kick on Reese bass. I don't know if it's gonna work. Definitely it's a compressor, right? Let me do it before we end it here. Let's just put on a compressor, a little bit so sidechain so the kick has more room. Put down a little bit of the frequency. I just want the bass. Nice. And this is it for today. We did a lot of things. We did the kick and the basses. So before I leave you here, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to my channels and put on the put on the bell. So if you want to see more content of me doing finishing the production series, and don't forget to check out my song "That's a Serenade" if you liked it, and see you later.